Hi, good morning and welcome to the channel. This week I've been doing a little bit of woodworking and there came a moment where I had to sand and wanted to use one of my sanding machines. This is the brand Einhell, and I found a problem with the machine. Let me share with you what the problem was. Okay, here you see the four main elements of the actual issue. I more or less partially resolved the issue, but let me explain what was the problem. This is plastic and that sits on the foot of the actual machine. So let's call this the shoe. There is a holding plate which is a Velcro material. On one side it clips the Velcro and that would sit here. And then I have my sanding paper, which is in this case in the form of the shoe, and I can attach that like this, and then it would come on off. It's the Velcro, right? Sorry, this is the wrong side. This is the Velcro side. So this is the Velcro side. I can take this off. So normally this shoe, including the Velcro part, would be attached to the machine. So when I took the machine out of the box, what I actually found was there was a sticky, probably a double-sided tape, a very wide double-sided tape in between these two parts, and that was completely gone. It was completely rubberized and this was more or less flapping around. So I couldn't use the machine anymore. What happened next is I've been looking online to see if I can get this part brand new. Unfortunately, Einhell in Malaysia, where I live, and in some of the other countries around us, only sells machine, no spare parts, which was a problem. So what to do? Then I found out that quite easily I could take one of my tools and I can scrape off the rubberized part and the glue. So I cleaned this completely up, okay? I washed this off and now it's just clean plastic. More or less I did the same thing with the back side of the Velcro part, and I took off all the rubber. There's still a little bit left, but not too much. I tried to take everything off. So the key thing now is we're gonna glue this part back to the shoe. Then the shoe should sit back here, and then I can use my sanding paper and I can use the machine again. So that would make me happy. Now, what happened in the meantime is, because I still wanted to sand, I bought another machine, and I bought another machine, which is great because later today we're going to unbox these two machines. But that's for a later stage. So first, what do we need to do? We have to make some epoxy. For that, I take a little bit of carton, okay, nice flat area. I need a little spatula for later to put the epoxy on here, okay. And epoxy normally exists of two components. This is a 2-ton epoxy, so probably way more than we need, but let's go for this epoxy. So in principle, this epoxy that you buy in these little tubes, they come normally as a set. You take one part of the hardener and one part of the actual epoxy. Let's open this one. That would actually finalize the two components. Okay. This can go into the bin later, and now it's just a matter of mixing it up. And what you see is that the epoxy becomes white. That is great because that's exactly what you want. Once you mix it properly, it should become completely white, and also it should be very evenly white, okay. This is pretty good. Okay, Now let me put the epoxy on here, and I'm just going to spatle it in. Okay. Don't worry that it's filling some of the holes. I don't care about that. I will take that off later. And I'll clean it up once it has dried. Okay, that is nice and even. That's good. Right. Now I got to make sure I put the right side up and fit it in. And that fits well like this. Actually, I'm just going to put it between two pieces of paper. Okay. And I don't care too much that the epoxy is a bit too thick and too much, because I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on it. I'm going to put it in between two plates like this. I don't worry about the paper, because later I can clean it up and make sure that the paper takes care of the rest. So I'm just going to clamp it in. And I'm going to clamp in the other one. And that job is done. So the workpiece has now dried for more than 24 hours. So it's time to unclamp it and see what we have done. Well, I knew yesterday I used a lot of glue, so probably it's going to be sticky a little bit. But that's all not a big problem. We can quickly clean that up. Okay. So this is what we got. Now I knew there would be some glue that would be sticking out, but that's all fine. Okay, it took me maybe about 10 minutes to solve the rest of the puzzle, because I had to clean up some of the holes, and I got to make sure that the 5 screws went in properly underneath the surface, so that they were deep enough and it would not be damaging anything other than well, they shouldn't be damaging anything. But as you see, the Velcro is attached to the shoe. That now means I can properly fit my Velcro pad and align it with the holes. So that's enough there. And let's go and test it. Let's see. Okay. That at least is working. Let's see if it works on a piece of wood. Got a nice piece of wood here. I will sand it on both sides and I will try to round up the corner. As you see, that worked fine. It kept well, and that's exactly what we expected. The wood I used actually is quite a hard wood. It's a local tropical hardwood. It's like a Meranti, but then a little bit lighter in color, and nicely rounded corner. All right, job done. The repair of my Einhell Orbital Sander. It was actually quite a job. In the video it maybe looks like 10 minutes, but it was a little bit more than that. But I'm happy I got it working again, otherwise it would have ended up in the bin, and maybe I would only be able to use the cable at a later stage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks and take care for now. Bye bye.